Hi everybody, welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel.
If you know.
Hey Benny, look, you gotta fix it.
What's it
Pardon
doing?
my hand.
What's it doing?
It's doing that thing that tells you how much time you have.
Alright, continue your video.
I'm doing it right now. They're watching me. So,
Boss.
how's y'all's day going?
Good. I'm about to take everybody's day and blow it up.
No, you gotta do your own video.
No, I'm doing it here.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna blow
really,
it up.
really not, Ben.
Everyone's gonna explode.
You're really not gonna do it. But anyway.
There, now we're all exploded.
At least the dog's good.
Yeah.
It's no wonder the dog's my favorite. Mommy.
I told you I was gonna blow us all to bits.
He wants his buddies, Mom.
He loves kissing Ben.
Yes.
We don't know.
But he's glad he's the favorite.
Yes.
Anyway.
He works hard at it.
So tomorrow's the 4th of July. And originally we were going to have tacos. Because Mexican food on the 4th of July just makes sense. But I didn't get to make dinner tonight, so the chicken that I have defrosted, we're having fried chicken for the 4th of July. Now, you can't get any more American than fried chicken. I guess I could go out and buy a cherry pie and some vanilla ice cream to top it off with, but that'd be about the extent of Amerification of my dinner. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm still drinking lemonade. So what'd you do today, Chris?
I had to do my job, unfortunately, not get ice cream.
Yeah, they had a party, but Chris had to work through it.
Yep.
But I asked him, I said, Chris, if you had the choice of not working and not getting paid and going to the party, or working and getting your paycheck, which would you pick? And he picked getting the paycheck.
Yep.
So all he really missed out on was ice cream, and I just bought a bunch of ice cream the other day. But he had a real spiffy new hat. You want to tell him what it was?
It's an American colored cowboy hat.
Mhm.
White, blue,
Red, white, and blue cowboy hat. And we also
with a
found him
stripe along the part that goes near the brim.
the headband,
It's a headband with
or whatever
two
that's called,
colors,
hat
white
band.
and red with blue stars.
Yeah. And then he found red, white, and silver beaded necklaces that have stars every so often. Kind of like, you get in Mardi Gras,
Yep.
those plastic things. So he was all dressed up for the 4th of July.
and work.
Cool.
What? And
All
work.
dressed up with work.
Well, initially I thought about getting him one of the 4th of July t-shirts. Frankly, it would have been cheaper. But I don't want him to be mistaken for one of those MAGA idiots.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to think he has something to do with supporting Trump. For one thing, it's not safe.
Mm-hmm.
And for another, I'd be ashamed if somebody thought our family was
Yeah.
involved with Trump. I'd be really ashamed. So I said, no, can't have a t-shirt like that.
Yep.
Can't have the red, white, and blue baseball hat. But a cowboy hat is fair game.
Another thing, yeah.
So that was cool.
The original thing before I saw that cowboy hat though was I was gonna get a bandana shaped like the American flag,
Hmm.
or colored, I mean.
But Mommy would have put it on the wolf.
And I was gonna put it on my head like a pirate. And then I was gonna make a statement with an eye patch where I put white marker on it.
You're so weird.
That's what it was gonna say.
I have no idea.
I won't name names, but it'll be name of somebody Mom mentioned earlier, followed by size. It will
Anyway,
be an anti-Trump statement.
anti-Trump. Anyway, we got a few fireworks for tomorrow. Did you hear?
Yep.
Grandma, did you hear?
Yeah.
Tell her what we got.
We got a bunch of stuff. We
We got
got
things and stuff.
I forget what they call things to toss on the ground, but it's
Poppets.
something. We
We
got
got
an
poppets.
offshoot of sparklers where you light a fuse and the sparkler shoots up into the air a little bit.
Got smoke bombs.
We got smoke bombs.
We got something else too. Was that thing you were talking about a game over? That game over box?
Yeah, that's one of them. The other one was Three Amigos.
And Three Amigos.
Both of them act like reverse sparklers where the fuse causes sparks to shoot up without a stick.
This is the first time I've ever dabbled in any kind of fireworks. Sorry, I just got a message across the top of my phone and it's on the video. And it just threw me for a second. This is the first time we've dabbled in any kind of fireworks, but they're not real fireworks. Shooting sparks up out of a canister on the ground that I'm going to light isn't like shooting rockets up into the air to explode. It's nothing that explodes, is what I'm trying to say. The worst thing that happen is you'd get burnt, which is a lot better than getting your hand blown off or losing an eye or something. We were just talking about Doyle's dead uncle that died because of a fireworks explosion. And yeah, we would like to skip that. You know, it wasn't pleasant, it was awful.
Even if we did get proper fireworks, I've seen enough fireworks safety PSAs to know what not to do.
Yep.
I wouldn't get real fireworks.
I'm surprised some idiots launch them over here. One wrong move and your trailer burns down.
Well, that's nothing. My cousin Jimmy scared the hell out of me when I was very little with a firecracker. But something they were doing that night was they had a bunch of these little balsa wood gliders. It's really just a piece of wood going this way and then a little piece and then a wider piece for the wings. And you'd throw them and they'd fly. And you got them and they came just 3 boards with little notches to fit them together. And I don't know why they had so many of them, but they must have had 20 of them. Probably Teddy picked up something going out of business. He was always doing stuff like that. But anyway, the kids had them, and what they were doing was one of them would hold the glider with a sparkler laying across in it. And then Jimmy would light the sparkler, and as soon as it went, they'd throw it. But half the time, the sparkler fell off the back and almost fell on him. You know, I gotta say, they didn't watch that kid close enough.
Oh, they didn't watch any of the things close enough.
Made me a nervous wreck to think about it. They had like M80s and stuff. They had real fireworks too. It's the biggest. And then Jimmy went in and got masking tape, and then when they throw the plane, it was too heavy and it just went right there at their feet. They had a hell of a time with it.
So they were burning balsa
wood flyers, yep, right and left.
fireworks.
They were so mad they couldn't make it work. It was never going to work.
You know what would have been better, but they
Ill-fated.
probably never would have
What?
thought of it?
Ill-fated, they call that.
Ill-fated, thank you. It's right up there with the Titanic.
They should have duct taped it to launcher fireworks, then launched the fireworks, the glider attached, and watched the wood burn.
Oh no.
See, I know how to make it work. Come on.
Now we did something that was very stupid when I was a little girl.
Uh-oh.
We would get sparklers, and when they burned out, we would just drop them on the ground. And I don't know if you've ever had sparklers, probably, but they're a long piece of heavy wire. And my dad mowed with a riding mower. Now we would go back and try to get all the sparklers we dropped. But I'm sure we never got them all. And it's the biggest wonder in the world that he didn't throw a piece of wire and kill somebody.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you've ever seen a lawnmower throw a rock or something. They do. Their blades hit it and send it
We
flying.
had a lawnmower pick up a hinge plate where the old building had been.
A hinge plate.
Took the hind leg off the Greyhound.
It killed it, didn't it?
Yeah, they had to.
Poor baby. But hey, you know what? Now that I think about it, I like those Final Destination movies. One of the women in it, she's standing up and she's getting ready to leave the beauty parlor, and they're mowing the square in the middle of town, and it hits a rock and it comes in and goes straight through her head. And I said, I don't really think that
That's likely to
a
happen.
lawnmower could throw it that hard, but it made for a good part of the movie.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Yes, I like the Final Destination movies. I still like them. I don't care that they're stupid. They're good. Now I want to watch
They are
them.
very active.
They're entertaining.
Yeah.
They are not boring.
No. If you buy that sort of stuff at all, yes, it's an entertaining thing to watch.
Man, Mom.
And do I believe that when your time is up, your time is up? I do believe that. I've seen people walk away from shit that should have killed them. And I dated a boy. I dated a boy. I was still dating him when this happened. Well, he was a grown man, but we had been out, and he went home, and I had to go home early because of the kids. And Mom and Nanny were watching him, and they didn't like to watch him up late into the night. So I went home early, and he went home, and and it was winter, and he was going up the step into his house. He had one big step, like a platform. And when he went to step on it, his foot slipped and he fell over backwards and broke his neck. And he laid there dead, literally dead, until his neighbor saw him laying in the yard the next morning. And he didn't have a chance. It just killed him.
He was killed outright.
Yeah. But then you hear somebody, like that woman who shot herself in the chin with a double-barrel shotgun. She shot off one and then she shot off the other, and she has barely any mouth and barely any nose and stuff. She's getting reconstructive surgery, but she lived through that.
Yeah.
How do you live through that?
Thinking of destiny, does your thought ever go back to Jimmy and his first wife and their unborn child?
And then the other child.
And then Dad, then Teddy, and what was his name?
I can't. Matt? No, was it Matt? No, that wasn't right. Shoot, I can't remember.
Anyway, Jimmy was left with a child.
Yes, Jimmy's first wife died in a terrible car accident. My cousin Jimmy,
With an infant.
and she was past due,
Yeah.
ready to give birth, and they both died.
Right.
So Jimmy was crazy with grief, but he had this 2-year-old little boy to raise. So he raised him, got through.
With a lot of help from Mom and Dad.
Yeah, with so much help, because he was a wreck.
Yeah.
He was very in love with her, and he was a
He
wreck.
felt guilty because he stayed behind that day.
No, he took his new truck
Oh.
to go show it off.
Okay.
And that's why he wasn't driving her, because they couldn't all three fit in the truck.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Anyway.
he blamed himself, and he felt terrible, and it was awful. And he went to the cemetery in the middle of the night and stayed there because he couldn't bear it.
Yeah.
And he raised this little boy. The little boy grows up and graduates from high school. And he's accepted to college, where he's going to learn to be a documentary filmmaker. And he goes to see his grandfather.
Yeah, virtually.
Who died first, Teddy or
Joanne.
Joanne? Okay, Joanne, his grandmother, Jimmy's mother, died. And Teddy, Jimmy's grandfather, was in the hospital dying.
Jimmy's father.
Jimmy's father, yeah. And his son went to see him in the hospital. And when he was on the road back home, not very far from where his mother got killed, he
His
got
hospital
killed.
died,
He
and then he got killed at the same intersection, didn't he?
No, it was one intersection over.
Okay.
But he almost died at the same place his mother died. And it was like everything that came out of that relationship with his first wife wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And it all got taken away. And I don't know how he stood it.
I don't know how either.
I think it must have been harder to lose his 18-year-old son almost than his wife.
Because of the ties.
Yeah, because he was so crazy about that baby and so close to him.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But
No.
no, I'm sorry about what I'm about to say.
What happened?
No, about what I'm about to say.
Ah,
But it has not done Jimmy's mind any good at all. Because now he's always getting commented on by these religious groups that are cult-like. And he's always answering them. And it's so plain to on Facebook. And it's so plain to see that this is not, you know, he does not need to become a Seventh-day Adventist at this point in his life. He does not need to become a Jehovah's Witness. He doesn't need to be involved in any of this stuff. And he comments on how wise they are and how good it is and blah, blah, blah. And then they try to recruit him.
yeah.
It's like, oh, Lord. One of these days
It was like that marriage from the beginning
was cursed.
was a mistake.
Wasn't supposed to happen.
And then Scotty, his brother's daughter, Jemmy, married the pilot who was the brother to Jimmy's wife.
Yeah, Karen. Her name was Karen, I think.
I believe it was.
Was she a
It's
Karen?
been
No, she
so
wasn't.
long.
Jimmy's wife was named Karen, and she had a little brother that married Jimmy's niece. And they had like 3 kids, I think.
Oh, they had several, yeah.
And they're still married and apparently going strong. So, anyway, I don't know. Jimmy's kind of lost his mind with the religious stuff. I know it doesn't sound like much, but if you saw what I saw, you get it. You know why I'm saying that. If you want to be religious, I say go for it. I don't care,
Yeah.
you know. But I don't like them to get involved with predatory
Really.
things.
Yeah.
Like this one just the other day, and he's a big Trump supporter too. And this one just the other day, he commented, "Amen," because it was like the Lord's Prayer. And if you want to share this, or you know, comment "Amen," or if you don't love the Lord, scroll on by. So of course he comments "Amen," and then I forget what religion it was, but they proceed to come on there and tell him that they thanked him for writing that, but it wasn't going to save him from going to hell
Yeah.
because he doesn't belong to their church.
Right.
And then he answers back. And it's all the time. It's like every 2 or 3 days something like this will happen. There's a lot of kooks on Facebook. And they just want your money, really. If you're lucky, that's all they take.
Yeah, someone just playing good.
Yeah. Look at Jim Jones. First he took their money, then he killed them all.
Mhm.
You know, I got to thinking about that the other day. Wondering where the ones that were in America, that were part of the People's Temple, and the ones that were here in America, not in Guyana or whatever. I wonder what they're doing now.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, you know.
Well, chances are they fostered other groups.
I don't know.
I don't want to think about it.
Poor Ben. I kind of want to think about it. Religion should make you feel better, not worse.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it was developed for.
But anyway. Hi, baby. I got baby.
Mm.
He's just a little baby.
Every time I hear about it, I think back to that one time when I got some Radio U bumper stickers. Which your card actually came attached with them. It actually came with 3 words printed on it that especially spoke to me.
Yes, I know what it was, too.
Would you like to say it, or do you want me to?
No, you can say it.
Those 3 words are God hates religion.
He's probably not very fond of a lot of it.
Well, just face it, down into the ages. So many people have died in religious wars.
Mm-hmm.
Been tortured and mistreated and all in the name of religion. That's not what I call religion.
No. That's what I say. I'm spiritual, but not religious.
Yeah.
I do not trust the men who run the religions. Or the women, because nowadays women are getting just as bad, but it's still mostly men. And I don't trust them. Bonnie got so mad when Ben said that God hates religion. She went off on this little tangent and had a shit fit. And I'm like, Bonnie. Yeah, but I'm like, Bonnie. This is what it means. It doesn't mean you don't pray, and it doesn't mean you're not believing in God. It means that you don't need to be going to these fake churches.
Yeah.
Speaking of going to church, we went to a fish fry. Was that Saturday?
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
the one day we went to yard sales this year.
And Ben got this fish sandwich with these two huge fish tails, breaded and fried at golden brown. There was so much fish on that sandwich.
They were filleted.
They were fillets.
Mom was going to trigger an allergic reaction.
We stopped at a
That's how-
restaurant one
that's
time.
how
I
good
like
they
them
look
to
for.
a deal like that.
Mm.
Oh, yes, it was so good.
If I'd been coming home anytime soon, I would have bought you one, because I sat there and thought about it. And they were not cheap.
No,
So,
they're not.
mm-mm. And they were raising money.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they weren't cheap.
Yeah.
But I would have brought you one because I said Mom would have liked this. They didn't smell fishy at all.
No.
There was no fishy
Good
odor
fish doesn't
anywhere.
have
Hmm.
They were on something that was akin to white wheat bread.
Yeah.
It
And when he
was-
first opened it, I thought, ew, it's just on bread. I mean, what that? But then I saw the fish.
it.
Yeah, and she was like,
Ooh.
Oh.
They were cooking it in this cast iron cauldron filled with oil that was sitting on a grill with big flames outside the church. And when they got done breading it and dipping it and breading it and dipping it and stuff, they just laid it into that oil.
Mhm.
Started one end and just laid it out. It fried up as pretty as a picture.
yeah. I think this is the first and possibly only time I've ever had grill fried fish.
I've got to tell you, it reminded me of Dad, because Dad would have loved it.
Mhm.
Dad would have been all over that. He'd have made me go back and ask him where they bought the fish.
Yeah. Yeah. He used to buy from the bar town. He used to order boxes, and you used to be able to get them.
You still can.
Can you?
Hmm. You go down to GFS.
Ah.
Well, I guess I better finish up this video. We've been talking forever and just talking about weird stuff. So
That's because we're weird.
that's because we're weird, yes.
If we're
So-
weirdos.
Enjoy your 4th of July tomorrow. Be careful with your fireworks. But seriously, this is the truth. Watch your pets. Cats, dogs, whatever.
They die because of this every year.
Every year, dogs are lost forever.
Mhm.
Get run over by cars or whatever.
Hide in a culvert somewhere until they
Get
die.
drowned or, yeah. It's the busiest time of year for the pounds
Yeah.
and the dog shelters. So watch your pets. Keep them calm. Give them
Possible.
what they need.
And whatever you do, keep them away from any fireworks.
And make sure they can't run out of your house.
That's it.
Because that's the big one.
If they can't get away from you, you'll be able to help them.
Yes.
But if they can get away, then
They panic and they run. Yeah.
As a reminder, a chain attached to the front steps of your house is not enough.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy your 4th and come see us on Wednesday. And like I said, don't blow your fingers off with fireworks. We will talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.